these are the 2 pieces of plywood they're going to fill in here, and they'll get painted white. And that's as high as I'm going to go, is this one here. I'm going to start at the bottom here. The bench will be right about here, but I want plywood all the way along here so that everything rides up against the same spot. There's a bow in the wall right here. I'll have to deal with that with a kind of a backsplash thing. But anyhow, let me show you what I have in mind. Since I'm a one-man shop now, because Mara's still recovering, I put 2 cleats on the wall at the height of the bottom of that piece of plywood. What I'm going to do is cut out for the outlets here and here, put the first piece up, and then I use that as a brace to put the second piece up. It's ugly plywood. It's got knots in the roller cut. Don't care. I'm going to paint it with probably Kills primer and then put a coat of white paint over it, so everything will be all white paint. This is actually several sections from other pieces of wood, other projects I was working on. So let me get started cutting. A little winded pulling these things out from the car. Let me get started cutting these holes out, and then I'll put them up against the wall and paint them. Okay, so they're up. Like I said, I'm going to come back with some Kills primer and paint these white, and then paint white over them. Now, these plugs here that are surface mount, I had my electrician do these years ago. These are 20 amp, and all the rest are 15 amp. When I built the house, I had him put 2 of these on each wall. So I've got plenty of plugs in here. I'm probably going to run power strips along the bench this way and this way off the 20 amp, and other ancillary tools will run off of the 15 amp. So these are mounted top and bottom with number 10 2.5 inch screws, countersunk, so that I got a really hard bite into the studs. So these aren't going anywhere. I can put a lot of weight on these, a lot of weight. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on each. No, 10, 11, 12, 13 on each. And so it's up. Those are up. I'll paint them next. So I got the paint up, obviously, and this is Kills 2 primer, and that's all I'm going to put up there. I'm not putting a top coat on it. Just going to leave the primer up. It's fine. Gives it a matte finish. That's okay. I'm happy with that. So here's a really good example of what I was trying to get across in my description. The 2 cabinets from Harbor Freight are down here. Nice. Now, this is going to change a little bit. I'm going to take a couple inches off of this and a couple inches off this way, because it turns out that this isn't 96 inches, it's 98 inches, and I want it to be 96 inches. I also want to shorten this up a little bit. Again, shop space, and we don't need the huge depth here, 25 inches. It doesn't come in any narrow widths. And I'll move the cabinets out so they're kind of towards the edge. We'll have a 2 to 3 inch lip on here where we can clamp whatever work we're clamping on here. The next thing is to build the cabinet over here on the other side of where the chop saw is going to be for all the hardware containers. I have room for 10 of the large ones, and I think almost 10 and 10 of the large ones, deep ones, and I think 18 of the narrow ones, the low ones, side by side, on pull-outs, glides. The chop saw is going to go here, and I'm debating now whether or not I want to do an integrated chop saw table here with a cabinet, or just do a separate chop saw stand next to the hardware cabinet, sitting right here, just independent unit. Because the wheels here are made of rubber. It's hard rubber, but they're made of rubber. This is going to settle a little bit. So I'm going to make, if I do that, which I'm leaning more towards, I'll make this height adjustable on all four corners and that height adjustable on all four corners, so it can keep an even plane all the way across. Once this is in place and set up the way I want it, I'll cut the groove for the dado for the track that's going to go in here for a stop. And I'll probably put a track on this side as well, because this is going to get, the cabinet over here is going to get the same top, only a 6-foot one. So that's where I'm at right now. Kind of happy with it. Now, one of the things that's going to happen once I clear up the space with the chop saw is that bench over here, my regular style workbench, is going to be, it's on wheels. It's going to come over and it's going to become the other side of the end of my outfeed table, so that I can eliminate the outfeed table that's there, put that there, still have use of a bench with dog holes and vices on it, but instead of being against the wall, it's over behind the table saw. Going to work out pretty good. The chop saw obviously moves over here. I've already got a buyer for the stand the chop saw is on. It's one of those mobile stands. And then once I get that cleared out, I finish plywooding this wall and paint it, and it's going to be all cleats, and it'll have places for everything. I mean, all my routers, I'll have one of those neat little pull-out thingies for all my battery-powered shop tools. Some of those will go in a different place because, like over here, because they're small and not used much. Drill press is going to be over here as well. It's going to be right about here, I think, and I'm considering inletting it, but I'm not sure yet. And that'll free up the drill place cabinet, and all the drill bits and everything can come over here into one of these drawers. So that's where I'm at right now. I've got to get the wood now and build that cabinet and put all the hardware in there and clear out some of the stuff that's in the pod, so I can put more stuff in the pod. So until then, of course, make great things out of wood, and rearrange your shop. Maybe I shouldn't recommend that. Anyway, until next time.